Okay, so $4,000. Let that sink in for just a second, because that is the anticipated average tax refund for 2026. It's a record-breaking number. But, a refund isn't just free money falling from the sky. It's literally just the government returning the extra cash that your employer accidentally overwithheld from your paychecks all year long. The real question is, are you ready to claim yours back? So many rules have completely changed this year, and if you aren't prepared, you could be leaving thousands of dollars on the table, or worse, setting yourself up for massive delays. Welcome to This Explainer. Consider this your complete beginner's survival guide to legally maximizing your 2026 tax refund. Today, we're decoding all the massive changes from that new tax legislation known as the One Big Beautiful Bill Act. So whether you're a student filing for the very first time, a recent immigrant navigating the U.S. system, or just an everyday taxpayer trying to make sense of it all, we've got you covered. We'll help you avoid those hidden IRS traps and make absolutely sure you get every single dollar you are legally owed. All right, let's run through our roadmap for today. We'll cover 1. The 2026 tax landscape, 2. Everyday deductions and credits, 3. The SALT deduction decoded, 4. Strategies for business owners, 5. Savvy tax planning plays, and finally, 6. Avoiding delays and audits. Kicking things off with Section 1, the 2026 tax landscape. So the timeline this year is incredibly fast, but only if you do it right. Mark your calendars, because the IRS officially opens its doors to begin accepting federal returns on January 26th. Now, if you file flawlessly, no mistakes, you can actually expect your direct deposit to hit your bank account in about 21 days. And, of course, the traditional filing deadline remains April 15th. But here is a massive reality check. Paper refund checks, they have been officially eliminated by executive order, completely gone. You absolutely must provide direct deposit information on your return because there is no waiting for a check in the mail anymore. Furthermore, the IRS is entering this season with 25% fewer staff members. Think about what that means for you. With way less processing power at the IRS, getting your paperwork right the very first time is literally your only defense against months of delays. Moving right along to Section 2, Everyday Deductions and Credits. Let's look at the new permanent baselines that shape your taxable income. Remember, a standard deduction is simply a set amount of money the government allows you to earn completely tax-free. And those numbers are significantly higher now, $15,750 for single filers and a whopping $31,500 for married couples. Have kids? The child tax credit has jumped to $2,200 per child. And for seniors 65 and older, there's a powerful new $6,000 deduction, or $12,000 for married couples, designed specifically to protect your Social Security income. Now, this is where it gets really interesting for everyday workers, $25,000. If you're a qualifying hospitality worker, think restaurants, personal care, or transportation, you can now deduct up to $25,000 of your tip income. Working overtime, you can write off up to $12,500 of that overtime pay. Now, these do phase out at higher income limits, but for eligible workers, this is an absolute game changer for reducing your taxable income. But you have got to be careful here, because this legislation was passed so rapidly, many employer withholding tables just weren't updated in time to reflect these new laws. What does that mean? Well, your W-2 might show that your employer actually took out way too much tax throughout the year. While this is the exact reason we're anticipating these massive record-breaking refunds, it also means there's a much higher risk of paperwork mismatches. You really need to double-check those W-2s carefully. All right, on to Section 3, the SALT deduction decoded. There has been a massive, temporary leap in the state and local tax deduction cap. For years, you were capped at writing off just $10,000 of your local taxes. But under the new rules, this jumps to a staggering $40,000 cap through the end of 2029. If you live in a high-tax state like California, New York, or New Jersey, and you itemize your deductions, this is going to save you a tremendous amount of money. Now, here's a crucial detail that so many high-earning renters completely miss. It's how SALT is actually defined. SALT applies to state income taxes or state sales taxes. It's not just some homeowner's perk for property taxes. This means you don't even need to own a home to claim this massive deduction. If you're a renter in a state with high income tax, you can use that state income tax toward your $40,000 cap, provided you itemize. Let's pivot to Section 4, Strategies for Business Owners. If you're a gig worker or have an LLC, listen up. When buying a business vehicle, the vehicle's weight changes absolutely everything. You can't just look at the sticker price, you need to look at the door frame. Light passenger cars under 6,000 pounds fall under strict luxury limits, capping your first-year write-offs around $20,200. But heavy SUVs over 6,000 pounds, they unlock huge Section 179 write-offs up to $31,300, plus bonus depreciation. And heavy, dedicated cargo work trucks, those can often be fully expensed at 100% in year one. To really maximize this, you need to layer your depreciation, which is basically just how the IRS lets you deduct an asset's cost over time. The smart sequence here is to use Section 179 first. That's capped at your taxable business income, meaning it won't drop your income below zero. Then you apply bonus depreciation, which has been fully restored to 100% for 2025 purchases. Bonus depreciation has zero income limit, meaning you can write off the remaining cost and actually create a taxable loss. Maximum horsepower for your tax return. Now we're escalating things in Section 5, Savvy Tax Planning Plays. Simply reacting by doing tax preparation leaves so much money on the table. Preparation is just historically recording what already happened last year. Proactive tax planning, on the other hand, strategically shapes your finances year-round to minimize what you legally owe. You want to be a planner, not just a preparer. A brilliant planning tool, especially if you plan to itemize to take advantage of that new $40,000 SALT cap, is a donor-advised fund, or DAF. A DAF essentially functions as your own personal mini foundation. It allows you to strategically clump your charitable giving into high-impact tax years. You get the massive tax deduction in the year you fund the account, but you have the flexibility to actually disperse that money to your favorite charities gradually over time. The wealth-building strategy here is like a giant puzzle, and it follows 4 distinct steps. 1. Stop giving cash directly to charity. Just stop. 2. Open your donor-advised fund. 3. Donate your highly appreciated stocks or investments directly into the fund. This gives you a massive tax deduction for the full market value while entirely avoiding capital gains taxes. And 4, take the cash you were originally going to give and use it to buy that exact same stock right back to reset your cost basis. It's brilliant. But wait, there is a massive gotcha here, and it's all about timing. You absolutely must only donate long-term capital gains. That means investments you have held for over a single year. If you try to donate a short-term holding that spiked in just a few months, your tax deduction crashes all the way down to your original investment cost, completely wiping out the benefit of the entire strategy. Finally, let's wrap up with Section 6, avoiding delays and audits. One of the absolute biggest audit traps right now? That casual weekend sports bet on your phone. It feels so simple, but the IRS does not allow you to just report your net profit. Nope. The IRS requires you to report all your gross winnings as income on Schedule 1. The trap is that your losses don't offset that income unless you itemize your deductions on Schedule A. So you have to keep meticulous betting logs because betting apps will report your gross winnings to the IRS, and if your numbers don't match theirs, it's an automatic red flag. And remember, as we discussed earlier, IRS staff is severely reduced this year. Tax professionals are actively warning that filing a rushed return with a W-2 mistake, a mismatched gambling form, or an unsupported deduction won't just cause a small hiccup. In the past, maybe it would be quickly resolved, but this year, it could literally freeze your money for months. Your accuracy needs to be 110%. As we conclude this explainer, I have to ask you a serious question. Are you going to let the IRS keep your money, or are you going to take control of your financial future? Don't let these massive rule changes catch you off guard. Please like, subscribe, and comment below to let us know which tax strategy you plan to use first. Start planning today because the cost of reacting tomorrow is simply too high.